You may look at your life right now and look back and realize that you haven't done really much of anything, or much of anything that you've wanted to do. But outside of what you've done, maybe you realize that you haven't been the type of person that you've wanted to be. You want to be a certain type of person. Maybe it's that you want to be a quote unquote good person, whatever you deem that to be. Maybe it's that you want to be consistent. Maybe it's that you want to be the type of person that prioritizes your health, or that, I don't know, shows up positively in relationships and cares for people and is helping people and is inspiring people, whatever it is for you. Maybe you want to be a top achiever, but in the past, historically, you haven't excelled in anything. Maybe you failed in school, maybe you failed in sports clubs, maybe you didn't even start any sports clubs, maybe you failed in the work world, and you just have failed in everything in your life so far. If that's the case, this is a very important message for you. The message is this: that your past doesn't define your future. It doesn't have to define your future. It can. Your past will define your future if you continue operating as you have operated in the past. So a lot of the times what happens is, because you've operated a certain way in the past, you're now used to operating in that way. So you now continue to operate in that way. And if you do continue to operate in that way because that's just been what you've used to, and you just have decided, you know what, this is just who I am. I'm just a bitch. That's just it. You've just decided that that's who you are. Then yeah, your past is going to have determined your future, because you're continuing to create your future right now in the present, and you're continuing to be the person that you were before that got you to where you are now, looking back and thinking, damn, I haven't been the person I needed to be. So how about if you recognize and you understand and you see, okay, I haven't been the person that I've needed to be or that I wanted to be. Why is that? Oh, it's because of this, this, and this. These are the things that I'm lacking. Have a self-analysis, have a self-assessment, and look at the gaps in what you're doing and work on how you can go ahead and fill those gaps. Is it that you haven't been consistent? Okay, how can you take one step today to become more consistent? Is it that you haven't been prioritizing self-growth? Well, make sure you're watching Learning with Lamar's YouTube videos, which you are doing now, so you know what? You're on the right steps. Yeah, you're on the right steps. Outside of that, maybe it's that, again, you haven't achieved what you wanted to achieve. You haven't excelled at anything. Why is that? Look into why that may be. Is it that you haven't tried hard enough? Is it that you've been scared of failure? Of course, as you watch Learning with Lamar, our videos on this channel, we're going to dive into the different F's of life, right? The finances, the fitness, the faith, the family, the fulfillment, the mental fortitude. So you're going to be improving in these different areas, of course. However, a key step to take right now is just to reflect and think and analyze, what are those areas that you do need to work on? Because if you can identify what areas you do need to work on, you can now reshape yourself. But if you don't consciously make that decision, you're going to subconsciously continue being the person that you've already been. And the person that you've been being has got you to where you are today. And if you're not happy with that, and if you want to change, then you need to do some kind of self-analysis, self-assessment, so that you can identify the gaps. If a ship is sinking and there's a hole in the ship, there's water coming into the ship, you can't fix that unless you identify where the hole is. And then once you identify the hole, now you need to understand, how can I go ahead and fill that hole? So the question for you to ask yourself today is, how can you fill the hole? How can I fill the holes that I have in my character, the holes that I have that are holding me back from getting to what I want, that have held me back so far? How can I change that so that going forward, life is going to be different? With that being said, you've been tuning into Learning with Lamar. I'll catch you in the next video. You know the vibes.